And we'll move on now to Johan Frössling from Dynamis, financing feasibility studies.
So Dynamis, it's Greek, meaning power, potentiality, making things real which otherwise wouldn't be real. And that's exactly what we do. We make things happen. We enable sustainable growth in Africa. So we kickstart vital infrastructure projects by injecting capital and know-how. And by doing that, we contribute to growth in Africa and better life. Africa has developed enormously in the last 3 decades, but still many challenges remain, like lack of water, power, transportation. That means problems both for the individuals, but also for the growth. If someone is going to build a manufacturing plant somewhere, they ask, is there water, power, transportation? If not, they will put it somewhere else. So in Africa, it's also a problem because it's a lack of capital for early project development. So a lot of projects are being blocked just unnecessarily. Luckily enough, we have a solution. And luckily enough, Victoria has already explained what the pre-feasibility study is and the feasibility study is. So you can build on that knowledge. So if someone is going to build a hydropower station, let's say 50 megawatts, it costs roughly $200 million to do that. So you need 50 million in equity and 150 in loans. To attract that capital, you need to execute a couple of studies. The first one was the pre-feasibility study. On the left side there, doesn't cost too much money. So that can be done on risk, and you hope that you will have the project. But then comes the hurdle, the feasibility study. That costs roughly $1 million to do. That is too much to risk in an individual project. So there, most of the projects are blocked there. So what do? We go in, we put in the know-how, the capital, we execute the study, and in that process, we attract the needed capital. So we come to financial close. That is when we take our profit, and the new profit we put into new projects and new projects and new projects. That means that we can launch a whole bunch of projects. So what projects are we talking about? Most of them are power generation, and most of them will be hydro, also wind, solar, etc. Not too small, not too big. Could also be a water desalination plant. Thank you, Mehmet Kurt, for explaining that one. And I think it's the same range that you're talking about as well. And the water desalination plant needs a lot of power. So then we normally co-locate those two. Could also be a small hotel or resort to boost the local economy. We ensure a high success rate. Why do we do that? First of all, we have a very good selection process. The other thing is that we involve investors and banks very early in the process so that they are involved, they can give their say about the project, give advice. So after a while, they like the project. So that means that it's much easier to come to the solution, to the financial close. We have a very good staged process, which also means that we don't spend extra money or time or focus on bad projects. We just sort them out. And we have a very good track record. We have worked with excellent, big, huge problem, very complex projects in the past, like nuclear and mining, etc. We commit and we impact directly 4 of UN Global Goals. And by doing that, we also impact the others a little bit. We have measurements for how much we impact each goals very thoroughly. And we also commit to IFC rules. And of course, we partner with local stakeholders, private and public and NGOs, etc. So that's all for me. Thank you.
That's great.